It's December, so we're going to continue working on the Winter Village. It's looking pretty good, but it needs more nose plates, it needs snow on the train tracks, stories, roads and sidewalks, an additional set, and much more. The other day, I built this road prototype with the big snow banks on the side of the road plates there. There's some snow detail in those 2x4 open areas. Also, the nice ingot sidewalk. Looks pretty good. It's a nice prototype, but I think it could be better. Pretty excited about this day because winter villages are so cool. In order to work on that winter village, I need to unbox these parts. Whew. I bought these during what? Double points, and I think it was the Insiders weekend. And they arrived, and I was pretty happy to see that they arrived. Placed, I think, 2 orders. Oh yeah, and in those 2 orders, we're gonna get some GWPs. So we got the holiday train there, and also a record player. Oh yeah, these are gonna look great in the Winter Village. Don't you think? There's the one white plate. But for the most part, we're gonna make the Winter Village dark tan. It's like dirty, grungy snow. I'm just kidding, no. I'm gonna make it dark tan. And that's for the deep sea stuff, so we can start working on the deep sea stuff area right away. We decided to go with dark tan because it's like wet sand. I think it's gonna look legit. That should be enough 16 by 16s there to mill plate the entire area in dark tan. That's gonna be pretty sweet. And we've got another winter holiday train and another record player. And here's the white plates we need. Not nearly as many as the dark tan because we have some white plates already mills plated over there. So those are gonna go toward the mills plates. Not really excited about that. More excited about this right here. So this is gonna be for the cobblestone sidewalk. We're gonna do the brick red or dark red. Then we got some jumpers for the city. Also the white fern elements. And you'll notice that there's some other ingots in there, which are dark orange and reddish brown, and also some dark red studs. Because we're gonna change up those roads using these elements. And that's the primary goal, you know, like we gotta get those sidewalks and those roads looking so awesome. The sidewalks are gonna be the red, orange, and reddish brown, and then the roads are gonna be the light gray, dark gray, metallic. It's gonna be ingot Winter Village. Let's get started. I also want to place these 2 sets in the Winter Village. There we've got Santa's delivery truck and also Santa's post office. The delivery truck is a really nice design, isn't it? Looks pretty cool. Look at all the different colors. You've got the hood ornament there, some gold rims, the lantern coming off the side, the shovel beside it, the old elf driving it, and you've got the nice post office North Pole emblem on the side with the sticker element, some more gold accents there, the wind-up piece on the back, which is funny, just sort of adds to the story. You can actually open it up on the back there, and that will reveal a bunch of presents within. You can also remove the top and open up this side wall, so you can get right in there, see all those details. Nice. You can also offload all of those presents and put them around the Christmas tree, which also comes with this set, and that Christmas tree is right there. And this can be stowed away on top of the vehicle. So that's a pretty cool little set. Also, Santa's post office. I like the color combination with the sand blue, dark blue, the nougat, the garland going over top of the windows there, some gold accents. Yeah, looks pretty cool. Also just like the snow-capped roof. Fireplace outside, and the references to the other sets in the collection. Post office, clubhouse, workshop. You can set up a little Santa's village. Comes with some nice minifigures too. Look at all the elves and Santa. Christmas tree and the little sorting apparatus behind that. Little cart there. A seal and a fish, a little frozen pond. And there's actually a new mail element, which is pretty neat. Look at that, junk mail. That's cool, a little 1x2 printed piece, and then this little sled. There's another printed piece on it. This just looks really cool, and I like the hot air balloon. Those elements really stand out, the gold and the dark green. Yeah, little play feature here as well. You can see all the mail right here. You can actually dump it down the chute. So when I turn this piece, oh no, there goes the mail. Santa's chair there beside the fireplace, and some other interior details, along with another way to send mail through the chute. Whoa! But you can put carts right here on either side. See, this one has junk mail in it, and this one has good mail in it. Red and green, right? And then you dump this, and you can actually sort it to where you want it to go into the carts. Oh, look at that. Mine actually came out on the right side. That's so cool. It's definitely a fun little play feature. Dude. Only I can call Jose dude. I love your sweater. I'm so jealous of it. You have no idea. Like, that is the nicest Christmas sweater money can buy. It's even better than my Homer one. But holy cow, does that ever look good, everybody? Oh my gosh. Okay, so we're gonna do the random here. Now I'm just messing with you. You should have seen. We're gonna do the random there. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna use this color for the road. But the plan is to do those in lines. So the road will be in lines, and this will be random. Because I think if we do it both random, it'll almost look too much of the same. So I think, even though it's a different color, I think doing it differently, like applying the pieces differently, will make it look better too. So Mrs. Brixie's doing a wonderful job on that, and I'm working on some Mills plates. Woohoo! What do you think, everybody, of the ingot on ingots? Mrs. Brixie thinks it's a bit too much ingot. I think it looks really good. I think it looks substantially better than the road plates. And I think once we get a little bit of white in these open studs here, and also we get the white snowbank separation, I think it's gonna look great. It's a lot of tiles though. 2 studs at a time, woohoo! I finished the Mills plates here. So we got one that is 4 base plates, it's 2x2, and then we have 3 that are 1 base plate by 2 base plates. So a total of 10 base plates. Placing these Mills plates is actually going to complete the entire surface of the Winter Village. So the ones behind the Main Street buildings, and then there's that giant one that's going to go underneath the Winter Village fire station. I worked so hard on creating the skating rink, but I need to change it. Doesn't work in its current position. Just for visual purposes, I've busted out this train track right here. This used to be the elevated line rail, and I've scavenged parts from it. All the 1x light gray tile. But this thing is perfectly centered, and I completely forgot about the train track. So I could try and mess around with cutting out base plates down there and making weird Mills plates to offset this, but then it throws off the dimension of like the regular standard base plate. So unfortunately, I need to rebuild this entire thing. I need to shift it over so it's closer to the sidewalk, which will be running right there. And that's going to leave more space for the tram line. I know typically a tram line would just go back and forth, but I want mine to go around, and therefore it has to go by the skating rink. And if I move it far enough over, I could even put a little skating rink stop there, which would be pretty cool. Now, unfortunately, I only have 2 more of these. So I'm gonna have to order more of these too. When I ordered these from Bricklink, I ordered the entire stock from somebody's store. So I didn't have the option of ordering more, and I was only left over with 2. But I also want to change the shape of my skating rink. Right now it's a perfect circle, and I think I'm going to bring the glass out to the edge on either side and make it more of an oval. I think it'll just look more unique, and we have the space to do that down there. So even though this looks really good, I've got to redo it all. That was so hard to do, but there was no other way to do it because everything had to move. So I'm probably going to move this over to like 8 studs and then expand it out. So I'll have to build my glass panel skating rink first and then do the underlying plate for that again and then frame it all with the mills and then put the odd shaped stuff on. Be totally worth it though. Random notes with Bricksie. Stay tuned for something very exciting in regards to 4K videos. That's good. If you watch my other channel, then you've probably heard of what's happening. So that's exciting. I've got a note that I can go pick up the new computer today. So I'll be doing that right after we're done here today, and then I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna hit the Bucks, and I'm gonna learn the new operating system. And something else super exciting, I'll save for another time. Stay tuned. Look at that. It's a huge skating rink. So I need 12 more of those glass panels. Should be fairly easy to extract because I reallocated all of the proper ones over here and I put them all together. So when I get new ones, it'll be very easy just to take that out and remove them. So I'll cross that bridge when we get there, but now I've got to reframe this thing and hit it with the wedge plates. So what do you think, everybody? Was it worth it in the end? I think so. It's going to give us space for that train track, and it's bigger. It's like an oval. It's a massive skating rink. Wow. This is going to be awesome, though. Like a hockey tournament on there, maybe a Santa Claus costume skating tournament. There you go. That's something unique. Something you don't see every day. Excited to place it and put the Christmas tree back in the middle. Yeah, I think that makes a lot more sense. It took Mrs. Bricksie a long time, but there's the new cobblestone road. Oh my gosh, it looks so cool. I love it. It's a lot of sidewalk, I do realize that, but once you place minifigures and everything on there, I think it's going to look really cool. Well, better than it already does. But I do realize it is a lot of sidewalk, and this is a winter village, and there needs to be lots of snow, but I still think that there is lots of space for snow. That's why we wanted to do the sidewalk on both sides. And when the sidewalk looks that good, why not do it? Working on the base foundation for some more roads. This is the existing one, so we're going to salvage the parts from that. Mrs. Bricksie's working on the curve right there, just made it a hard right angle for now. And then eventually we'll round it out with some snow detail. And then we've got the other templates down here because we can actually work on these from home. All we have to do is bring the ingots home, and then when we're sitting there watching Christmas movies or whatever it may be, we can just slap down some ingots. So we've got 2, 3, 4 straights ready to go, and then this one, the train track passes over top of it, so we've just done half of it so far. Working with white brick and found something pretty interesting. This is an old school piece. Look at the relief on the studs. Isn't that wild? It's compatible with other bricks, but not compatible with plates. But that's like a legit Lego piece. Like it's stamped Lego on every stud. But look at the relief. Holy. All right, it's the following day, and Mrs. Bricksie and I managed to get all this stuff done while watching Home Alone 2. It's not all done because we didn't want to bring the entire parts inventory home, but all the ingot work is done because we brought the base construction for the plates, and we just had to bring the ingots and one by one plates home, and there you go. It looks pretty cool, but that snow detailing brings it to the next level, and I think it provides a nice line between the two different colors and sort of breaks it up. So I've got to go through and add the snow detailing to all of these roads here. You probably noticed that there's a green base plate right there. Well, there's the Winter Village Fire Station, and we're going to have to create the pull-in for that. So we decided not to add any ingots there for now, just because we don't know exactly where that building is going to be placed, and we may as well not undo the work. Over here, we decided to mills plate this all in white, and then the train track is going to be like that, inset 4 studs on either side, so I have to come up with some sort of railroad crossing going over top of the snow-covered track. And then I built the base construction for this here. And this is going to be a turnaround point in front of all the Santa North Pole-based Winter Village sets. So the one that you saw earlier, plus all of the others, like Santa's Workshop, the Elf Clubhouse, and stuff like that. Now I know, for the most part, my Lego city is a closed loop. The roads don't lead off the table, and maybe I need to change that. But I think in this scenario here, the circuit right here just makes the most sense because it's in front of all those Santa-style buildings. And the sidewalk is going to have to turn and be carried onto the mills plates around this area, because I want to make sure there's enough room for the vehicles to pull a loop. Now this road is very narrow, but it's a winter village and I didn't want to make the roads any wider than 16 studs. So if there's two vehicles passing each other, they've just got to be a little bit cautious and maybe pull onto the snowbank a little bit and let the other vehicle pass by. The snow detail was a rather repetitious task, but I think it really helps the look of it, that's for sure. Made sure that the ingots passed underneath all of the wedge plates, because you saw that separation that we had. It was 3 studs, but I had to go through and make sure that wherever it was exposed, it was full of studs, and then make sure that the white plates were underneath to tack down the wedge plates and the slopes and curved slopes and all that different stuff. It rounded out the corner pretty nicely there. Once again, I don't want to do this until I know where that fire station is going to go, so we're going to have to go place them and figure that out. I also strung the Christmas lights along the lampposts. They droop down pretty low, but they are 16 studs apart, and I think that looks good. I think I don't want to separate them any further because they're actually tacking the road plates together as well. So for example, if I remove this light post there, I can remove the plate. And then I was able to add some snow detail around the base of the of each lamppost. I could add some more snow detail onto the actual cobblestone sidewalk, and I still have to do this road. This took quite a bit of time, but it's definitely worth it. And I did one over here, but I still have to do this one where the train track crossing is. I want to go place these and see how they look and sort of get a visual here of how it's going so far, just because it's been a while since we've done that, and we've literally thrown thousands of parts at these road plates. I couldn't help myself, everybody. I had to make the turnaround. So the road ingots are all going in one direction, and then I just did those in a random pattern. I left a minimum of 2 studs of sidewalk on the perimeter. I just think that was a good thing to do. And the rest of the sidewalk will be built up onto the surrounding plates, and it should like match the sidewalk there. I might have to do a bit more snow detailing in some of these corners, but I think that works as a nice turnaround, and that's going to be a turnaround where people can pull in and see Santa Claus. Put the center there as well. Probably put like some snow-covered trees or Christmas tree or something in the center, and I think that looks cool. Oof, that's a really nice pop of color. I need to push all these buildings forward now so that they're right up against the sidewalk. Now I decided to shift all the buildings down, and the reason I did that is because Santa's post office and also Santa's workshop have an open back, unlike all of the other buildings found within my winter village. And I didn't want an open back building to be where these Christmas trees are. Plus, I thought that would block the perspective, like the POV perspective that we can get with the camera from here, and also when you're just looking at it in general. So I wanted all the buildings to sort of be in a row along there. So I shifted everything down and I just condensed some stuff. And I think that makes it look pretty cool. Of course, we're going to add different details up front here. For example, I want to add like a Christmas tree farm right there. I think that would be super cool right beside the turnaround point. I think that's where we're going to put the Christmas tree farm. And of course, we're going to add all sorts of vegetation to this area, and it's all going to be snow covered. I did order more of the white fern elements so we can create more snow covered saplings like these ones here. And then I took my other snow covered trees that I had pre-built and I stuck them on the corner there just to show that we can add more detail to all of the open space, like on the corners and around the train track. I need to snow cover the entire train track, and I plan on doing that, and around the corners as well, but I don't think I'm going to have enough wedge plates to do that. I have an example of it over here where I place these other trees. So eventually I want it to look like that. And while I'm over here, showcase the position of the Winter Village Fire Station. This needs to change. I'm glad I didn't get too carried away with the details there, because I need to rip out the road or the sidewalk there and have it come out in that corner position on the angle, and then I need to repair the sidewalk. So this corner is going to require some retailoring. And then I need to add the details here of like the trails going through and some bonfires and all sorts of Winter Village scenes, like maybe some carolers and a snowball fight and all sorts of fun things that we had in our previous Winter Village layout. And then of course all sorts of skaters as well. We'll get the trolley fired up. We'll have the snow-covered track, all sorts of minifigures all over the sidewalks. We're not going to get carried away with vehicles, but we'll place a couple more vehicles in here that are snow covered. I'll have to fix up that road plate over there. And then I think once all those details are added, and probably a few more that I can't think of off the top of my head, we'll have a pretty good looking Winter Village for 2024, even though it's sort of makeshift. Not really, but sort of, just because this whole area isn't going to be developed. So it's sort of random. It's sitting on a wood platform. But hey, it feels good to get something going for this year, and we'll for sure have everything that I mentioned in this video done before the end of the year, other than maybe getting the wedge plates for that. I'll have to see if I can find some for like the curves, because you need wedge plates. You need mass amounts of them. So I don't know if I'll be able to do that, but either way, I'll come up with something. And there you go. Now, I told Mrs. Bricksie that I was going to leave right away about an hour and a half ago. So one must not tell lies. I should probably get going. Everybody, I hope you enjoyed this update. Please remember to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for some more great stuff coming out in the near future. And I hope you like those roads, because I sure do. I think they look fantastic. Farewell.